First of all, I want to say that I had a conversation at lunch today that somebody said, I'm going to call you out, Dan. Dan says you only cry when you're sad. You only cry when you're sad. And I said, no. I cry at Hallmark commercials. I cry when puppy commercials come on. You know, I cry at everything. And I'm not sad. I'm not sad. You've heard of happy tears. Well, I'm the poster child for happy tears. Everything moves me pretty much. It's called empathy. You have to have that in order to be a peer specialist. And compassion. I've come a long ways from being the little girl that was severely sexually abused by multiple men for several years and stealing liquor out of my mother and grandmother's cabinet in order to hide that pain, and then losing that mother at 16 years old, and then several other traumas in between. I've experienced a lot of traumas in my life. The last major one was witnessing a suicide of a loved one and suicides of friends. And I've learned to look at those traumas as pride. People are so confused by that. Why would you be proud of your traumas? Your traumas, if you look at them right, you can turn those into a positive way to help others. And I finally found my calling. I finally now know why I went through all the pain that I endured. I went through it so I could help others. When I help others, it helps me. And you don't even need to tell your story unless they ask to help somebody else, to complete yourself. So some of the tools that helped me were the last time I was hospitalized. My husband has always been incredibly supportive. But one of the therapists there took him aside, and I'd been explaining to him, you know, my mental illness and my post-traumatic stress disorder for quite some time. So he got it because he saw the symptoms. But when somebody else grabs you, especially a health professional, grabs you and explain it to him, that really hit home. So I would encourage you to keep that in mind in our work. I also started, in order to help me, I started being involved with an online bipolar support group. It wasn't very positive. Couldn't find a very positive one out there. Couldn't find one that empowered me. So I started my own. So I now run an online bipolar support group that has almost 800 members. And so I stand up here before you, not only for me, but also on behalf of them, because they propelled me to make me feel like I could apply for the job that was open, to be able to do this and give me that confidence. Now I want to thank Shelly on that note for holding a position for me for months and for this class that I wasn't sure at the time. I didn't even know the position was held before I even knew I got the job. And I drug my feet on even getting the application in because I wasn't sure I could do it. Happy tears. Getting to the hard part. I want to thank, of course, Glory Hunter and Max. You guys are the best instructors. You're really, really good. And I have more to say than I can say it. I think most of us said to you anyway personally, but Max, I just want to say to you as you go forward, don't ever let anybody temper your humor. That's who you are. Don't let anybody temper that. Even if it edges on the verge of the instructional material, not quite being recovery language. Sometimes we need that. When we're sitting there and we're dealing with heavy material, you've saved me from falling apart more times than you know. So thank you. I want to thank my husband. He's just been my rock. No matter through every high and low I've had, he's always been there. He's never left me. And he's always taken every blow that I've thrown. And also, my stepfather, Alan, who has never remarried since my mom passed away at 16. And he has been more of a father to me than any biological father ever could. For my future, I'm fortunate enough to be employed by Hiawatha Hall out of Winona. Minnesota as a new certified peer specialist. And it's a residential treatment facility, so I'm happy about that. I want everyone here to always remember who you are, no matter what. If others don't share or support your belief systems, or your environment, or your lifestyles, so what? Don't back down. Don't back down. Hold on to your beliefs. Hold on, because it's okay. Because you're going to find others out there who's going to love you unconditionally no matter what. And these two know that. You guys exude that. And you also turned a whole class in 2 weeks in exuding that. And when I walked into the classroom, Juliana said, you know, you're going to make lifelong friends here, you know, so get to know these faces. They're going to be lifelong friends. This is day one. I didn't see that. I didn't see that. I just wanted to get a piece of paper that said you've graduated so that I could go and do my job. Today, I'm having a hard time looking at my classmates because I've developed such lifelong friendships that every one of you have touched me. And I thank you for that. I've learned a lot from all of you. And I've learned to turn all of my scars into stars. And now it's time for me to shine. Now, for those of you in the class, we talked about triggers one day and what they meant. I shared with all of you, with all of them, that red roses were a trigger of mine because they were my mother's favorite rose, or flower. They used to make me cry in a bad way, you know, from 16 to about 20-something when I was married. Then I turned that trigger into a happy thing. For instance, there would be the cold, it would freeze over, and I'd go into my house and my red roses, which shouldn't be there shouldn't be any roses on there. There would be one single red rose shining brightly at me, and I knew that was my mom. So always remember, if you get triggered or you have anything down in your life, take those, try to turn them into a positive. Try to look at the good within that sadness. Try to look to what you can learn from your traumas. We all have them, from your sadnesses. And so symbolically, I want to take my bad times and these are now my happy memories. And I want to share these with Juliana and Max.